Hi guys, Lucy aka The Watchbox Diaries here with another video for you. Now, I would like to consider myself a pretty well-rounded watch enthusiast. I can find appreciation and I can appreciate a watch regardless of price or brand, but there are some watches that are a little bit more on the accessible side than others. And when I do get access to those pieces that are not always available, I get excited. And guess what guys? I'm excited because thanks to the very kind, very lovely Julian, aka Handsandcogs, if you've not already checked him out, here are his deets. I've managed to get my hands on the A.Lange Saxonia Outsize date, reference 381.29 in white gold. And it is beautiful. I'm super excited that I managed to get hands on with this piece. The Saxonia range came out in 1994 and it is a staple in their catalogue for very good reason. Initial thoughts straight away, just at a glance, you can tell that it has Lange luxury with that gorgeous soft case shape and that polished rounded bezel. Size-wise, it is an absolute sweet spot. It comes in at 38.5mm, so those of you with mid to smaller wrist sizes, it's not going to feel like you've just shoved a dish on your wrist. But those of you with bigger wrists, fear not. It does wear a little bit on the bigger side because of that nice, beautiful, clean dial. It has that little bit of extra space, so aesthetically it does look a little bit bigger. As a dress watch should be, it is beautifully sleek and slim. It comes in at just 9.6mm, so perfect for slipping under a cuff. Also, because it is a dress watch, it does only come with 30 meters of water resistance, so maybe forego the after party swim when everyone's a little bit tipsy and think it's a really good idea. Remember, you've got a Lange on. I love the dial. It is simple, but not too simple enough to be boring. So you've got your seconds, your minutes, your hours, and that beautiful jumping date at 12 o'clock. There's enough going on, but there is a lovely amount of sort of open space, which is taken up by a lovely black dial that kind of looks a little bit blue in certain light. So it's giving me ink dial vibes. I love a sub-second dial, and this one is done so beautifully. There's an ever so slight contrast to this dial. It's got a beautiful little groove pattern, subtle compared to the rest of the dial. So it just makes it stand out without ruining the overall simplicity of the dial. The indices in the hands are kept incredibly simple, but they have multiple sides to them, so they do pick up the light beautifully and also really help to make it legible. If you flip the watch over, it is just as beautiful, if not better, than the front of the dial. I could stare at this all day. In true Lange style, it is very well engraved, very well polished, very well detailed. The gold and platinum rotor just adds that extra touch of flair and luxury. And this LO86.8 movement is beautiful. I could just stare at that all day. Maybe I should wear it like the other way around. The main bit of this watch is obviously the double date window at 12 o'clock. You have a pusher at 10, which jumps the next date across, and I can tell you it is really fun to use. So I only really have two gripes with this watch, and the first one barely counts. It's more of a personal niggle than anything. On the buckle, it has Lange in really big letters, and I would just prefer a little bit more of a subtle branding. But it's not going to deter me from loving it, obviously. My biggest gripe though is, I believe, a lot of your biggest gripes on this piece as well, and that is those gorgeous double date windows on that dial. When the date is in single digits, that first window is completely blank. Why? I would just prefer a 0. If it was down to single digits, it would just keep that dial beautifully symmetrical. It looks a little bit off to me without it. That's just the full blank space. Yeah, stick a 0 in there and it's absolutely perfect. Guys, That's it. That is my Lange Saxonia Outsize date review. Now it's over to you. Let me know your thoughts on this watch, on the brand, down in the comments section below. And if you haven't already, make sure you've liked this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to be notified of future videos, turn on that little bell and YouTube will do its thing. Until then though, bye.